Good evening. My name is Edna Vann, and I'm a member of the Raleigh Graduate Chapter of Swing by Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated. I am also a retired educator of 35 years. I've worked as a special education teacher on the elementary and middle school level. I've worked as a school administrator on the middle school and high school level, and I've worked as a senior administrator of special education services. I retired in 2018, and upon retiring, I started my own business called Parent to School, where I support parents in advocating for their kids, but I also provide parents with resources and tips on how they can help their child to be successful also. So today, with the new school starting back, I would like to share some of the tips to parents that they can use to help their child be successful for the new school year. So when I think about the tips that parents can use, I like to put them in a category of 4 different areas: positive, patience, preparation, and progress. So let's start with positive. Parents, I think it's really important that you have a positive attitude about the new school year. Help your child to understand why that they're having to learn virtually as opposed to going back into the building. If your attitude is positive about it, then their attitude will be positive. Praise your child. Encourage them to do the best that they can. Help them in understanding why the school district has decided that their safety is more important than going back into the building. And then let them know that whatever they do, that they will always have your support. It's also important that you be patient. Be patient with staff, be patient with the school district, be patient with teachers, and just be patient with this whole process. This pandemic is new to everybody, and there are a lot of unknowns. But if we can be positive about the process, and if you can be patient, then I think that your student will also be patient and positive. Then preparation. How can you as a parent prepare your student for the new school year? One of the things that you can do is visit the school website and find out as much information as you can about the school. Schools are not having open house the way they normally do. So it's important for you to know who the staff are, the principal, and how the school operates. So visit the school website. Make sure that you have supplies that your child needs in order to be successful, to start the new school year. And also, make sure that you have their schedule. The school should be providing you with a schedule, or you may be able to go online and find the schedule. In that case, print the schedule out and put it in the area where the student will be working. Contact information. Make sure that the school has your contact information, but also you should have the contact information for your child's teacher, counselor, and administrators. Establish a daily routine for your student, just as if they were getting up in the morning, catching the bus, and going into the physical building. So make sure they get plenty of rest at night. Make sure that you set the time for them to get up in the morning, for them to get dressed, for them to have breakfast, and for them to be ready to get in front of the computer to start their virtual learning every day. Make it a daily routine for them. And then provide them with a working space. And let that working space be free of distractions. And whether the working space is in their bedroom, in the kitchen, in the den, wherever that space is, make it as less distracting as possible. And if you have several students that are participating in virtual learning and at different levels, try to separate those students. Put them in different rooms as they're going through their virtual day in learning, because it's important that they're not distracted by what their other sister or brother may be doing. The school districts will be providing orientation sessions for students and also for parents. Take advantage of those orientation sessions so that you'll know how to operate the child's Chromebook, so that you'll know how to help them log in the morning and pull up their assignments. So make sure that you take advantage and find out when those orientation sessions will take place, but take advantage of those sessions. When you get your child's schedule, print the schedule out. Students learn very well based on using a visual schedule. So print that schedule out and then post it in their working area so that they can see what they're doing on a daily basis. Provide them with organizers if they need them. assignment notebooks, and also a timer. A timer is a good use when they're doing homework, and maybe even when they take breaks during the day. For an example, if a class starts from 9 to 10:30 and the teacher say be back in 5 or 10 minutes, if they're not able to set a timer on their Chromebook, get them a manual timer so that they know that they have to get back, or what time they'll need to get back in front of that computer in order to receive instruction. Again, make sure that whatever the learning environment is, wherever they're doing their instruction, that it is a distraction-free learning zone. And then another important factor is the progress. Make sure you as a parent ask questions about progress. Make sure you understand how your child learning will be monitored. So ask questions about those things. Contact the teachers for help. And that's why it's important that you put the teacher's contact information right where the child is working. Because even during the day, the student may have to email the teacher for assistance. So make sure you have that information. Ask them if there's going to be extra academic assistance provided when students are having difficulties and they may not understand. Technology assistance. Ask what happens during the day if the computer goes out or if the technology is disconnected. Ask those questions about how the student is able to get back online and to get back involved in instruction so that they don't miss out what the teacher is saying. Ask them how will the progress be monitored and how often will you receive information about their progress. Will you receive it through progress reports, and how often are those progress reports being administered? And then if your child has an IEP, ask what type of resources will be provided to help your child based on their IEP. Ask them if your child's IEP need to be updated based on virtual learning as opposed to direct instruction. If your child's IEP has expired, ask them when will you meet in order to make that IEP updated and to make sure that it's updated. Ask if there will be weekly check-ins with the special ed teacher. You want to know if your child is working on his IEP goals and what kind of progress that he's making on the IEP goals. Also ask the school district about tutoring or the teachers about tutoring sites. Are there free tutoring sites that they can refer your child to when your child is struggling in a specific area? How will the teachers foster relationships with your kids during this virtual learning? Ask those kinds of questions. And then ask about teacher, parent, and student conferences so that you can get as much information as you can. As I said in the beginning, this pandemic has brought about a lot of changes, but I can assure you that the school district, teachers, and staff are doing the very best they can. Number one, to help your child to be safe, and number two, to make sure that they receive the academic support that they need. So again, I refer you back to being positive, being patient, making sure that your student is prepared, and ask questions about progress. Thank you very much for your time and have a successful school year.